Hello everyone and welcome back to Easy Natural English with Liam. Today I'm going to talk to you about some other ways to say I want, because I often hear students just using I want, or maybe I would like, but there are lots of other ways to say this which will show your emotion and your feeling a bit more accurately or more correctly. So first one I want to start with is I feel like. So this is one that you will hear native English speakers using a lot. So often, for example, if I walk into a cafe, my wife might say, Liam, what do you want? Or she might say, what do you feel like? And then I can say, I feel like a coffee. And it means like, right now, I want to drink a coffee. But it feels more like, it's like my sort of mood that I'm in. And that is actually another way to say this with the word mood. We can say, I'm in the mood for. So someone might ask you, like, if you're choosing a movie, and they don't know what you want to watch, they might say, what are you in the mood for? And you can say, I'm in the mood for a comedy, or I'm in the mood for an action movie. So what do you feel like? And what are you in the mood for? Both used a lot for saying like, I have this little feeling in me that wants to drink a coffee, or I have this little feeling in me that wants to watch a movie. So it sounds a bit less strong than want. Sometimes, if you say, I want a coffee, or I want to drink a coffee, it can sound a bit strong sometimes. So, I feel like a coffee, or I'm in the mood for a coffee. It doesn't sound like quite such a strong desire. So it sounds a bit more relaxed, and that's why you'll hear a lot of native speakers using these terms instead. Another one that we use a lot is it's a kind of phrasal verb, is up for. So people will say like, what are you up for? So again, if we talk about asking a friend what they want to do, you could say like, hey, let's do something today. And your friend might say, well, what are you up for? And it means like, what do you feel like? What are you in the mood for? What do you want to do? What are you up for? And you can say, I'm up for going to the cinema. So we use the noun version of a verb afterwards. I'm up for going to a party, or I'm up for going to the park. I'm up for eating pizza. Or you can just put a noun like I'm up for pizza, or I'm up for a party. So it means I'm in the mood for, or I feel like. It's all kind of similar meaning here. So you'll hear these ones a lot. One that you will hear a lot in the UK. So Americans do say this too, but I think British people use it more, is fancy. So people might ask you, again, if we're in a cafe, somebody might say like to your friend, what do you fancy? And again, it means like, what kind of mood are you in? What do you fancy? And you can say, I fancy a latte, I think. I fancy. Actually, so like I said, this one is used maybe more in the UK, but Americans do use that too. Like, hey, fancy a drink? You'll probably hear that in American movies sometimes. Fancy a drink? I think everyone uses that. But in the UK, so only in the UK, it also means to be attracted to somebody. So if there's like a beautiful woman or a handsome man and you like this person, in the UK, people will say, oh, I fancy her, or I fancy him. And it means you're attracted to that person. You want them to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. But that's just a very British expression. So you won't hear that in other countries. I don't think even, usually Australia and New Zealand, their English is similar, but I don't think they use that word. It's a very British word. But when you just mean you want something, then fancy is used a lot by any English speaker. And you can use it too. So one that you can use when you really want something, and you will hear people using this quite a lot, is we say, I'm dying for. So someone might say, I'm using coffee for all my examples. You can see how much I like coffee, but people might say, I'm dying for a coffee. And, that means I want a coffee so bad that, I can't live if I don't get it. I will die if I don't get a coffee. So it's an exaggeration. It's exaggerating. Of course, you won't die if you don't drink coffee. But when people feel like that, they say, oh, I'm dying for a coffee. I'm dying for a pizza. I'm dying to go to Disneyland. So it's when you have a really strong desire for something, when you really, really want it. Yeah, if you use that, you'll sound very natural. You'll hear a lot of native speakers using that when they really want something. They'll say they're dying for a hamburger, or dying to eat a hamburger, or something like that. And a similar expression, also another thing involving death, so it's very strong. People sometimes will say, I could kill for, let's use something different this time, for a bowl of spaghetti. So if you really want to eat spaghetti, then someone might say, I could kill for spaghetti. Yeah, I could kill for some pasta. And that means you want to eat pasta so badly that if someone had pasta, you feel like you would kill them so you could eat the pasta. So again, it's an exaggeration, but yeah, you will hear people saying this one when they really want something. They'll say, oh, I could kill for a bowl of pasta. So it's very strong emotion, perhaps. I don't know if you have something similar in your native language. If not, you probably think that English speakers are a bit crazy. But yeah, you can use these ones when you really want something. Yeah, I'm dying for a pizza, or I could kill for a pizza. Yeah, both very strong expressions. But we use them, we're joking when we use these words. It's just an exaggeration. Nobody will take you seriously. They won't think you're a psychopath. They'll just say, oh, some natural English expressions. And another one, when you really want something, and you want to say it in a more polite way. So if you're at someone's house and they say like, oh, I'm going to make some tea. Would you like some tea? You can say, I would love a cup of tea. I would love some tea. And if you say that, it sounds like you really want it, but it also sounds like you appreciate it. Like it sounds like you're thankful. Yeah, it sounds like you're thankful for the tea. So if someone says, would you like some tea? I would love some tea. I would love a cup of tea. Thank you. It sounds like you appreciate, or that you are thankful for them making you the tea. So it's very strong, but sounds very like polite and thankful. So, I'd love some tea. Yeah. And if you want, you can say, I'm dying for a cup of tea. But dying, doesn't sound quite as like polite and friendly as, I'd love a cup of tea. That sounds like a nice one. And then, one last expression that I'd like to give you, which, to be honest, I don't think I ever use it, but you might hear this in movies or TV shows, especially if you're watching something like Downton Abbey, or something where people are speaking like very kind of proper, kind of upper class type English, these kind of rich people. Then you might hear them saying, would you care to? So care to. Would you care to go? Or if they're like at a fancy dance party, they might say, would you care to dance? Yeah, would you care to dance? Or do you care to dance? So you might hear it in movies, TV shows. I wouldn't worry too much about using it, because if you said to someone like, would you care to get a cup of coffee? Yeah, maybe it sounds okay, but it does sound a little bit like something that, the Queen might use or something, these kind of people in very high class people, but I don't use it. I don't really use it. Would you care to go? No, I don't think I really use this expression very much, but it is important to understand because, yeah, you will hear it used by some people. Anyway, that's pretty much all the common ways I could think of for saying I want. So next time you want to say I want or I would like, try to use some of these expressions. So like I said, if you just have a little feeling that you want something, you can say, I feel like learning some English, or I'm in the mood for learning some English. Or if you're really feeling it, you can say, I'm up for learning some English. And I fancy learning some English, or I'm dying to learn some English, if you feel that strong. So lots of different phrases you can use. Yeah, try to use some, and also look out for them when you're listening to English or watching movies, things like that. See how many you can pick up. If you're watching the YouTube version of this, yeah, you can comment with ones you knew already, or you can comment any that I didn't remember to say today. So perhaps you have some other ways of saying I want that you know. Yeah, please comment on the YouTube version. If you are on the YouTube version, please like and subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast version, please review. Everybody share with your friends, and I will see you all back here next time.